So I thought I would make a tutorial on the best way to build your Check Out My Cards account, COMC.com. And what I found is that the best way is to submit cards yourself. Now you can go on COMC and find cards that you feel are underpriced and just reprice them, buy them and reprice them, flipping them in other words. However, that is very time consuming. So unless you're able to find, a port or just a seller, maybe they have a pretty big sale where you can go in and buy a bunch of cards at once, in a short amount of time. It's kind of difficult to grow your account that way. There is a lot of people looking at doing that. So you have quite a bit of competition if you're going to do something like that. So what I found, after spending some time doing it, is the best way is submitting cards yourself. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is what I'm sending in. How do I find the stuff that I'm sending? If you guys have checked out my previous videos, the each week's pickups videos, those are the items. A lot of those items will be going into COMC. So what I have here is about 500 cards, and I'm going to just go through some of those cards and talk about why I'm sending those and what do I think is the best stuff to send, and why I feel it will do well. So let's get started here. The first thing I have to say is that when you're looking for stuff to send in, you're not going to want to send in a bunch of Michael Jordans or a bunch of LeBrons or whatever that are only going to sell for $1 or $2, or that there's a lot of those cards. You might have a Jordan card where there's 200 of those cards, and the more there are, the more pressure it is. The price is going to go down. You're going to have a lot of downward pressure on your pricing. And so there's a lot of competition, supply and demand, right? So the more there is, the more supply, the less demand, the lower the price. So you're not going to want to send in a bunch of cards like that. Now, yeah, there's stuff like that you'll be able to send in. If you can get it cheap enough, you can sell for a couple dollars. But you really don't want to send in too much of that kind of stuff just because it is expensive to sell. If you're going to be spending 50 cents per card to list, and then you've got to pay 5% on top of that. So it is going to be, you're going to want to take that into a high consideration. So if I have 500 cards, that's going to be a minimum of $250. Am I going to send in a bunch of cards that are going to sell for $1, $1.50, where I'm only making 50 cents a card or whatever, So I want to have a variety of stuff, but I want to have it so there's not a ton of what I'm sending in. Now, some cards there might be a lot of, and they're selling a lot, like, Jordan once again. If you have a bunch of Jordans that are selling for $4 or $5, yeah, you're going to have to find that price point where it's worth sending things in, buying and selling them. So I'm going to go through what I have that I'm sending out here in the next couple of days, my next submission. I've been trying to grow my COMC account quite a bit this year. We're over 11,000 cards now. Now, some of those I bought on COMC through ports, or just going through and then buying things one card at a time. Like I said, that's pretty time consuming. But if I can send in 500 cards or 1,000 cards, even though it takes some time for them to get posted, they will get posted eventually, and you'll have them all posted basically at once. I'm not sure what the submission time is right now, if it's 2 months still or what it is, but let's go through a stack here and see what I'm sending in this time around. So obviously we have a Santa Claus autograph. Now this is a card I had just in my collection. This is an uncommon card. It's probably going to do well. Now when I send stuff in, I'm basically looking up everything one card at a time. And yeah, that can be time consuming, but I think it's worth it. If you're looking at 50 cents a card, you're going to want to make sure that it's stuff that's worth sending. So, and then you can also get pretty fast at doing that. So let's, so these are, for the most part, these are going to be stuff that I picked up at shows. So we got like 70 tops basketball. This was a card that I picked up at a show for $12, $13. Vintage stuff, high number cards, 72 tops, star basketball, vintage cards, autographs. Autographs will do real well. Some Superman stuff from the 70s. Just so very oddball, right? So not a ton of these up there. They probably sell for $4 or $5 a piece. If I bought them for $1, that's a pretty good return. If I'm buying something for $1 and it sells for $4 to $5, that's a good return. I would definitely, that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's what I'm trying to do. So Doug Flutie numbered autograph. There's only 250 of these cards, so obviously there's not going to be many of these up there, if there are any at all. Another numbered autograph card, Wander Franco. Trouts that are like refractors and stuff. Trout's going to do well, but I would not send in a bunch of stuff that's only going to sell for $1. This is going to be something that sells for $3 or more. A lot more autograph stuff here, and some of these will only sell for $1, but some of them will sell for three plus. So you're going to want to make sure you're not sending stuff that's only going to sell for $1. So, this is a short print postcard. There's a high numbers tops card. There's more high numbers. The high numbers, there's just not going to be a lot of these up there. So the demand is there for this kind of stuff. Bobby Mercer, 72 tops high number. That kind of stuff is definitely going to sell. And this is the kind of stuff you can find. I think I paid $1 for this card. It'll probably sell for 15 plus. So 72 tops high number, 61 tops, 67 tops. So you got to know what the high numbers are, what numbers they are, first of all, but also what years are more desired. Some are shorter printed than others. We got 63 tops high number rookies card. Just this kind of vintage old stuff you can find at shows. I think I got like 5 a piece on these. They're going to sell for 15, probably around 15 a piece. 63 tops football short print. The kind of stuff you can find in dollar boxes like this. I think this is a $15 card. You very well could find that in a dollar box. All right, so that what I'm doing is going to show is looking through thousands of cards. I can look through a high volume of stuff in a few days at a major card show, the National or whatever, spend 3 or 4 days, look through, hundreds of thousands of cards. And that's what I'm doing. These are Cuban cards here. Super hard to find these. I bought a bunch of these on eBay quite a while back. I've got some sent in. They sold. These were only a couple bucks a piece. And I've gotten, $30 on the ones that I've sold. Now I expect that these are going to sell immediately. Not at all. I'm not expecting them to. But I am asking for, these are basically impossible to find these cards. Where are you going to find these? So, if there's a specific name or something that somebody's looking for, or that set in general, like you're not going to find these. You might find this kind of stuff at the National, but otherwise you're probably not going to find it. Maybe some on eBay, but not much. And the other thing you have to realize is that, so COMC, they cross-list on eBay. So not only is your item listed on COMC, but it's also listed on eBay. So you're getting like a lot more exposure. So I'm a seller on eBay. I list things myself, but I'm only getting eyes from people that are going to eBay. And a lot of people don't shop on eBay. But they might, and also I think COMC might list on Amazon too. And if they don't, I definitely foresee them doing that. in the future. I think they do, but don't take my word for it. They might list more modern stuff, but I definitely could see them expanding that out. And I definitely also see COMC being a bigger and bigger resource for people to go to buy their sports collectibles. So more stuff, more vintage stuff, oddball stuff. Here's a Dirk and Tim Duncan booklet. You know, if you guys have seen my past pickups videos, this is the stuff that I'm sending in. So most of it is going to be from card shows. Now, like these 57 tops, I went through one at a time and looked them up. Some of the players are not at all worth sending, but some, you know, $5 to $10, and some of these, you know, if I paid $1 once again, it's going to be worth sending in. And I can't possibly, even if I wanted to sell this stuff on eBay, you know, if I have 500 cards here, how long is it going to take me to list this stuff on eBay? It's going to be impossible. And a lot of the stuff, you know, if it's $5 to $10 a piece, you know, it's really not worth my time to go on eBay. But this is a good option for me to have them do the majority of the work, other than me going out and finding the cards, which I like doing anyways, but they're doing all the selling work. So that's a lot of work to sell, and, you know, you got to ship it and pack it and ship it and all that. It's a lot of, it's very time consuming. I don't think people realize how much time and effort it takes to do that. And really, the fees are probably equivalent between COMC and eBay. So more just kind of inserts. A lot of this stuff, you're just not, there's less of it. There's going to be less of these inserts than just your normal base cards. Your base cards are not going to be worth sending in. So this is an 85 tops Tiffany. You're not going to send this in. The regular card you're not going to get. You're going to lose money on sending on something like this. But a Tiffany card is probably a $5 card, I would guess. Topps Chrome, Roy Halladay rookie, Jack Nicklaus. You know, so you can see it's all just a huge mix of stuff. So a lot of autograph stuff, a lot of autograph numbered stuff, like country singers, autograph numbered. You know, for me to sell this on eBay, I got to take scans of it. I got to, you know, wait around. I got to organize everything. You know, it's just incredibly time consuming. Even though I have a fairly big eBay store, I'm not a huge, like, dealer, but I have a decent size eBay store, over 12,000 items. It's a lot to manage for one person to manage, and for me to go through and list all this stuff. You know, it's not going to be worth a lot of it listing, but, you know, a lot of it would sell. You know, you have Manny Machado autographs and things like that there's an Aaron Judge, you know, that I can definitely sell on eBay. But I got to look at it from the perspective of, you know, taking the time to listen all that stuff, plus what I'm going to do with the credit from COMC. Now I can either cash out, take 10% off and get cash, or what I'll do is just use it to buy other stuff. Here's a bunch of LeBron rookies from the box set, rookie box set. Those were all $1. Those will sell for $5+. You know, you're just getting a lot more exposure with COMC, and you're not having to do your work is going to be in finding the stuff, you know, figuring out what is going to sell, you know, which in all honesty, it doesn't take that much time. There's a 66 Topps Mickey Mantle. So like this card I've had for a couple years, trying to sell at a show, you know, and it just didn't sell. So I'll use it. I'll just send it in. It'll sell eventually. You know, I don't have to think about it. It's going to be sitting there on COMC, and you know, it sells eventually, which it will. I can use that credit in a better way. I can buy better stuff, or I can even cash out. So a bunch of autographs, basketball autographs. You're going to want to make sure that these are worth sending, which I know I looked all these up. You know, they're getting $3 plus on these. So some of the stuff I might double check, because the comic cards, they were real hot. They really cooled off. So I might go back through, give one more glance over those things. The rest I probably won't even bother, but you know, you're not seeing base cards here. You're seeing autographs. You're seeing oddball stuff. You're seeing vintage cards. Vintage Ted Williams. That is rough. Obviously, it's got somebody's initials on there. It's got a pinhole. But I think, you know, a card like this, I think I paid $50 for it. I'll get $150. I think pretty easily. Junior Seau autograph. Pretty nice card there. But I had that was a card I had on eBay for a long time. It just didn't sell. So rather than sit on it at home, I'll just send it in, and I won't think about it. I'll just price it, and whenever it sells, it'll sell eventually. You know, I'm not going to list stuff at, you know, 10 times what it's valued. I'm going to make it priced competitively. So you guys check out my COMC account. I got my link below. Everything I go through, basically I compare with whatever's selling, and I'll sell it at the bottom, either at the very bottom or second or third lowest price on there. Because I don't want to price something for $10 when things are selling for $2. I'm going to try to just sell it. It's not realistic to believe that you can sell something, you know, if there's 20 of some card, you're going to price it at the highest at $10 when they're actually selling for $2. Is it realistic that that is ever going to sell? You know, even get 50 years from now, is that going to sell? You know, it's unlikely that if you way overprice things, and what some people will, they'll intentionally way overprice things, and they'll put a sale on 75% off or whatever, so people think they're getting a really good deal. You know, I would rather not just do that. I would just rather price it low to begin with, and just, you know, hopefully it sells. In general, I'm not going to try to list stuff that isn't going to sell. I'm going to try to send in things that are going to sell, and, you know, try not to waste my time with, you know, running sales and that kind of stuff. Not that it's a waste of time, because I know it works for people, but I just don't want to do that. I would rather just price things low to begin with. So we got a John Havlicek rookie. You know, I paid $50 for that. I think this will go for $150. So if you're looking at, you're going to triple your money. Say I wanted to take, you know, sell this. I'm probably going to, and take the cash out of it, you know, have them send me a check. You know, for $150, they're going to take 10%, which is 15%. They're going to take a 5% fee. I mean, you're going to end up with $125. So, you know, I would make $75 on this roughly, you know, let's just say that. So that's a good return, you know, on a $50 investment. I don't think this is going to sell at some point eventually. I'm not going to price it at $1,000 or something like that. It's going to be priced competitively. I'm going to compare it with others. I'm going to look at the condition. The condition is pretty decent. The centering is good. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to price everything competitively so that it does sell. You know, it might not sell right away, but within a year or whatever, you know. I'm not necessarily looking to flip everything immediately. We got some autographs here that I picked up cheap on eBay. We got Scotty Bowman. These are certified CAS. Those will do pretty well. Lou Piniella, Gordie Howe. You know, just some graded cards. Here's a 66 Topps high number. That's an expensive card. That's a PSA 8 I picked up at a show. And something like this, I don't remember what I paid for it, but I'll double my money on it. On COMC, I'll take double the credit after my fees. I think that's fair. I think so. Even if I paid, I don't know what I paid for this. Say I paid 200 and I get 400 out of it. You know, that's, to me, that's worth it to take that credit. Turn, you know, double my money. I'll easily take $200 cash and trade it for $400 credit on COMC easily. So that's my other like thing. You know, I will definitely do that. You can definitely do that for higher price cards at shows, because people generally at card shows are pretty cheap. You know, and dealers expect that whatever they have their cards priced at, people aren't going to pay that. So generally, dealers are going to have a fair price on their stuff, usually lower than what you can find on eBay or whatever. And they're also going to take less than what, in general, they're going to take less than what they have on their price. So if I'm, you know, taking $200 cash, and especially cash, dealers are going to go lower on cash, and they'll also, if you want to, you know, try to bulk a bunch of stuff together. So you're going to use all these strategies. You're going to pay in cash, you're going to try to bulk things together, and you're going to try to bargain with the dealer. You're going to haggle on price. I'm not like a huge haggler, but, you know, if you're bulking things together, for sure you can get a better price. So if you're going to pay 10% less for a card, let's say, if you're bulking things together, you can probably get a 20% discount, just depending on the dealer. But that's something also, that's a strategy I like to use. Here we got a PSA 10, Ronald Acuna. You know, graded cards will do really well. We got a 9.5 here on a Shone. This is a card that is, it's a numbered rookie card. So Shohei Ohtani is super hot. I don't foresee his stuff. That would be something I would look for at shows. His rookies you might be able to get cheap. His stuff probably sells better than anybody right now. Here's a Fleer Metal. Picked that up in a trade. Here's a Star Wars. This is considered Boba Fett's actual rookie card. So I got some more stuff. I'm not going to go over anything else, but you can see a totally wide variety of stuff here, right? And that's what I want to try to send in. Oddball stuff, numbered cards, autograph cards. Nothing here is really base unless it's vintage. And even if it's vintage, it's going to be like shorter print stuff, or just like cards are going to sell for $5 or more in general. So that's it. So this is the number one way I found to improve your inventory on COMC. So use those strategies. And like I said, I have my link below. Over 11,000 items in there now. A lot of like, you know, lower price stuff or mid price stuff, which is, you know, my kind of like my specialty would be like, you know, $10 to $20, I'd like to say, but I have a lot lower price stuff and then a higher price stuff as well. But I try to keep everything super competitive. You know, like I said, I don't want to sit on stuff for forever. So I want to keep my prices competitive with all the other dealers on there. So hopefully you guys pick something up from watching this. You know, shoot me a message, leave a comment below if you guys found this useful, or if you have any other strategies. You know, a strategy might be to buy someone's whole collection, you know, but then you're going to end up with a lot of stuff that isn't going to be worth sending. You'd have to get it really up for pennies on the dollar, really, if you're going to buy someone's collection. But please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, my pickups videos, my autograph videos. Some pretty neat stuff I'm showing in there. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.